I do all of the STEM programming here at Badgerland Council, and I am excited to work with you girls this afternoon. So I'm going to pass it over to my coworker Tabitha for her to introduce herself.
Hi everybody, I'm Tabitha. I am also a leadership development specialist here at Girl Scouts, and I work specifically with troops that are brand new to Girl Scouts that have never been to Girl Scouts before. So, and I am very excited about joining the Bridging Badgerland ceremony this Sunday, and I hopefully will get to see all of your awesome bridges. Very excited for it.
Awesome. So before we start our program, we are going to do the Girl Scout Promise and Law. And how we're going to do this is I am going to make sure everyone is muted so we're not getting a lot of echoes going on. But I'm going to say a line and then I want you to repeat that line at your house. So I will say a line and then you will repeat it. So I will say it and then Tabitha will repeat it and we'll go through it together. But we're going to keep everyone muted so that people aren't getting lots of noise in the background. Sound good? Awesome. I see some heads nodding. So we'll start with the Girl Scout Promise. We're going to put our right hand up and make our 3 fingers. Our right hand. It's weird on the camera. All right, we'll start with our promise. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will try.
I will try.
To serve God and my country.
To serve God and my country.
To help people at all times.
To help people at all times.
And to live by the Girl Scout law.
And to live by the Girl Scout law.
Perfect. Now we're going to do the Girl Scout law. Same thing. I am going to say it out loud. And I want you girls to just repeat it at home. And we're going to make sure we're going to keep everyone muted so that everyone can hear me. So I will do my best.
I will do my best.
To be honest and fair.
To be honest and fair.
Friendly and helpful.
Friendly and helpful.
Considerate and caring.
Considerate and caring.
Courageous and strong.
Courageous and strong.
And responsible for what I say and do.
And responsible for what I say and do.
And to respect myself and others.
And to respect myself and others.
Respect authority.
Respect authority.
Use resources wisely.
Use resources wisely.
Make the world a better place.
Make the world a better place.
And be a sister to every Girl Scout.
And be a sister to every Girl Scout.
Wonderful. Great job, girls. So now that we've done our Girl Scout Promise and Law, we are going to talk about what we're going to be doing today. So today we are going to become engineers, and we're going to make sure we got our engineer thinking caps on. So what I need everyone to do is reach up and pull down your engineering thinking cap. Make sure you crank it all the way on. You got to make sure it's on so that we're able to think like an engineer. So now we have our engineering caps on. We need to know what an engineer is. So an engineer is someone who likes to use their imagination, and they like to use that imagination to come up with new ideas to create things. They love to make this world a better place. So they use their brains and their thinking caps to think of how they can make the world a better place. So one of those ways is by building things. How many of us, give me a thumbs up if you love to build things? I see lots of thumbs up. That's awesome. I love building things too. So today we're going to build our very own mini bridge. So I'm excited to do that. But first, I want you girls to learn a little bit about what bridges are and how people came up with building bridges. So I'm actually going to share a video with you girls about bridges. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to share my sound, and we're going to watch this short video on bridges.
Oh, hi guys. Squigs and I were just playing with some blocks. You know, it may not seem like it, but the cities and towns that we live in are all built using the same rules as our little pretend village over here. It's just that the real ones are bigger. And one of our viewers, 6-year-old Hannah from the UK, wanted to know how some of the things that we build stay standing. So she sent us a really great question. Why are bridges so strong? Excellent question. Sometimes when a road or railroad track needs to go across something big like a river or a deep valley, experts called engineers design and build bridges to do that job. And bridges can be really busy. Take, for example, what's said to be the world's busiest bridge, the George Washington Bridge in New York City. Look at all those cars and trucks. It has to be pretty sturdy to carry so many people and cars. For a bridge to carry that much weight, it has to be built of special material like iron and steel. But it takes more than tough materials to make a strong bridge. So let's look at how bridges work. One very simple kind of bridge is called a beam bridge. When we say simple, we really do mean simple. A beam bridge can be just a log that you use to walk across a stream. Or put a long strip of cardboard between two short blocks. That's a beam bridge too. All bridges can hold a certain amount of weight, but what happens if we put too much weight on a beam bridge? Let's find out. It collapses. So a bridge that carries trucks and cars, which are very heavy, would have to be stronger than a bridge that carries bikes or people on foot, which are lighter. So how do we make stronger bridges? Well, over time, people have learned that certain shapes can be used to make stronger bridges. Take a look at this railroad bridge. It has to be strong because it carries trains. What shape do you see? That's right, triangles. And that's not by accident. The fact is, triangles are really strong shapes for building. If you put force on one side of a triangle, it bends. But if you put force on its point, it keeps its shape. That's because the two sides of the triangle are pushed down by the force, and the bottom gets stretched out to both sides. Each side feels the force, but none of them bends. And this makes the triangle a really sturdy and stable shape. This is why you'll see lots of triangles in bridges, both above the part that you actually travel on, called the deck, and below it. The long string of triangles that you see in a bridge is called a truss. Trusses help a bridge spread out the weight that it has to carry. But not all bridges are made of trusses. If a bridge has to cross a really wide body of water, it might be too difficult or expensive to build a truss bridge. So engineers design another kind of bridge called a suspension bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge in California is a great example of a suspension bridge. Suspension bridges work by using a force called tension. Tension is just pulling something tight. Suspension bridges are made of a deck that's hung or suspended from thick cables that stretch from one side of the bridge to the other. These cables are supported by tall towers and then are held down tightly or anchored on both ends. Suspension bridges are strong because the force on the bridge gets spread out. The weight of the cars or trains or horses, whatever's traveling across it, pulls on the cables, creating tension. Those cables then pull down on the towers and also pull on the anchors on either end of the bridge to hold up the deck. I could go on and on about all kinds of clever bridges, but basically, bridges are strong not only because they're made of strong materials, but also because of the smart designs dreamed up and planned by engineers. So thanks for asking, Hannah, and thank you for hanging out with us at SciShow Kids. See you next time.
Awesome. So now that we know a little bit about bridges, we know that there's different kinds of bridges. We know that some of them are really simple and some of them are really big and really complex. So I just want everyone to give me a thumbs up if you have ever seen a bridge or been on a bridge before. How many of us have ever, maybe we've walked or biked, maybe we've drove a car, we've ridden in a car over a bridge. Awesome. How many of us have ever built our own bridge? Many of us built a bridge before? She used a good example of having a log just going over a body of water. So some of us might have done that, or if you have done stepping stones, you could have connected those to make a bridge. So I want you guys to get your engineering caps moving on how you want to design your bridge. So I want to show you first some pictures of the different kinds of bridges that she talks about in the video. So this first one is the Brooklyn Bridge, which is in New York, which is pretty far from Wisconsin. And this is one of those suspension bridges. So she talked about suspension and tension, which crazy words. But tension, I'm going to use this piece of string to show you what tension means. So right now I'm just holding this piece of string. I can move it around. This means it does not have very much tension. right? If I put something on it, if I put weight on it, it would just sink. Now, if I pull it tight, now there's tension. If I put my weight on it, it's not just sinking, right? We can see it's kind of bouncing back. So this is tension. So all of these lines we see are pulled really tight to make sure the bridge stays in place.
Wow, there's a lot on there, Sarah.
There's so many. What do we think would happen if we had no tension in this bridge? I see some. It would fall. Yeah, it would not be sturdy. People would fall, cars would fall. So they got to make sure these are nice.
Everything would just collapse.
It would collapse, which would not be safe. Very good. So that's a suspension bridge. The next bridge is what she called a beam bridge, which is something that is really simple, right? It just has the 2 posts and the flat part. So this is in Louisiana, which is down south, and this bridge is 24 miles long. That is a long way for a bridge to go, and it would make me kind of nervous. I don't really like traveling over water, especially for 24 miles. That would be kind of nervous for me, especially since there's nothing over the bridge. So this bridge just has, you can see at the bottom, all of these posts to help support it, and then it's just a flat road. So when you're making your bridge, you can make a simple beam bridge with none of those suspension poles on there. The third bridge is a bridge super close to my heart. It is a bridge from where I'm from, and actually the city connects to a larger city, and it's the only way I can get to Peoria. I'm from East Peoria, so the only way I can get from East Peoria to Peoria is by crossing one of 3 bridges. I have to cross 3 different ones, but they all are those truss bridges. Thumbs up if you can see the triangles in this bridge that she was talking about. Yeah, I never noticed that before until I watched her video, but these triangles are helping that bridge stay together. Or like Jasmine said, this bridge would collapse. There's so many cars on this bridge that people, they take all the time. So we wanna make sure it's nice and sturdy. And they're actually redoing this bridge. They're making it even safer. So a lot of times, once we build a bridge, after a while, we have to make it better and make sure it's nice and strong. So you could make a truss bridge with triangles. So we've got 3 types of bridges we could make. Are our wheels turning? You getting some ideas? Cool. So before we get our supplies out, I want us to think of some words that would be a really good idea for you to know when building your bridge. So those 2 sides, or the 2 ends of our bridge, are called piers. Can everyone say piers?
Piers.
Piers, perfect. Or they're like anchors. They hold it down. They make sure that bridge is sturdy. Without piers, it could flop up on one side. We want to make sure it's nice and sturdy.
Isn't a pier like, you know how piers are just like one straight line, like something you can look off of when you're like fishing or something?
Yep, that's a different kind of pier, but same word. Just means 2 different things.
I built a suspension bridge out of Legos once, and I still have it.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Hold on. I'll go get it.
I built.
You get it, and if we have questions, girls, make sure to raise your hand so that we can call on you, okay?
I have something to say. I built a pillow bridge this morning for science.
Awesome. That's awesome. We're gonna have you girls share at the very end all of the cool stuff that you guys have built or built before. So keep those thoughts, okay? I'm gonna get through this, and then we'll start building our bridges, and we'll have more time for you girls to share. Sound good? Perfect. So the middle part of our bridge is called our deck. So do we want our deck to point down? I don't know if I would want my bridge. That might be a little scary. So most of the time our bridges are nice and flat. They might have some hills, and that's okay. But we never want anything to point straight down, because then it'll be really hard to get back up. So we have our deck and our piers. If you decide to build a suspension bridge, you're gonna need something that you can make tension. All right, so I want you to get all of the supplies you have. We're gonna do a quick supply check. to see. And it's okay if you don't have what I have. We can create anything out of what we have at home. That's the coolest part about engineering, is we get to create things out of what we have. So for me, I have some string, because I might make a tension bridge. I'm not sure yet. I also have some straws, plastic straws. I could use those to make the triangles. I have popsicle sticks. I have some solo cups. I have my scissors, my tape, and my glue. I also have some cardboard rolls, toilet paper rolls. And then for me, I want to see how much weight my bridge can hold. So I have a toy car. Doesn't weigh very much, but I just want to see if a car would be able to travel over my bridge. So maybe you have a ball or a small toy that you want to see if your bridge can hold it. So I'm sure we have lots of other things. Some girls might have Legos or Play-Doh. Anything that you have that you want to build your bridge, please use it. This is just what I had at my house. So if you have other cool stuff, we'll make sure to ask you girls later to share what you're using to build your bridge. So as an engineer, I want us to crank it back up because mine kind of fell off a little bit. So make sure we turn our engineering caps all the way back up. Perfect. So as an engineer, we have to do some planning. We have to plan out things. So the first thing we do is ask a question. So our question is, what kind of bridge do I want to build? So I want you to think about what kind of bridge you want to build. Is it a beam bridge, or do you want a suspension bridge? Do you want a bridge with triangles? So you can write down on a piece of paper or in your brain, if you can remember, what kind of bridge you think you want to make. So I think I want to try to make a suspension bridge, one of those bridges that has the nice cables on it. So I'm going to write down that I want to make a suspension bridge. And also ask yourself, why are you making this bridge? So right now we're making this bridge for this activity. However, if you're wanting to really build something, you could ask, who am I building this for? Why am I building it? Why am I building a bridge? To get from one place to the other safely. I don't want to swim across the river, so building a bridge will help me get over it, will help me get from one place to another easier. So when you are thinking of all those questions, that's how you can come up with what kind of bridge you want to build. But for this, whichever kind is awesome. The second step is imagine. So right now I want you, with your paper, I want you to imagine and ask some more of those questions and just think about what you're going to do to build this bridge. So imagine the supplies you're going to use. Imagine where you would like this bridge to be in real life. If you were going to really build this bridge somewhere, where do you think this could go? So for me, I'm imagining that this bridge could go from my house to my best friend who lives just on the other side of the neighborhood. I think it would be really cool if I could build a bridge from our house to her house so that I could just walk over this bridge right to her house instead of having to go the long way around. So I think that's why I want to build this bridge. And I want to use a suspension bridge because I think it would be really cool to figure out how much tension I'm going to need in my bridge. The beam bridge might be easier since I will be in the woods. We'll see. We'll see. That's the best part of engineering too. Step 3 is plan. So this is where you girls are going to draw it first. So let's get out our papers and pencils and we are going to draw just a sketch of what we want our bridge to look like. So for me, I want to make sure that I have my piers or my anchors, and I'm going to label mine. So I think I'm going to use my cups to be my piers or my anchors. So in my drawing, I'm going to write that down. So you can see here for my drawing, I have, these are going to be my cups for both sides of my bridge. You could draw the cups. I am not good at drawing, so I'm just going to draw squares because for me, that's easier. But if you can draw, that will be so great. The next part is, how do I want my bridge to look? Do I want it to be flat? Do I want it to have an arc? Do I want it to have a lot of hills? That's up to you too. I think I want it to be pretty flat. And I think I'm gonna try to build my flat part or my deck using popsicle sticks. So you can see I just drew here my flat part with popsicle sticks. And I see a lot of girls drawing and working. That's awesome. And we know with suspension bridges, it talked about needing poles to connect to. So I hope that I only need one. And I think I'm gonna try to use either straws. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use a couple straws to be my middle part. And then for the suspension, I'm just gonna use string. So I hope my bridge stays up and is nice and sturdy when I use those strings. So this is kind of what my planning stage looks like. Yours might look different, and that is okay. You get to draw and create whatever kind of bridge that you want to. And if you're doing a beam bridge, it might look a little different than mine, or a truss bridge. Another idea I had is I could use my straws to make triangles, to make the trusses. That could be an idea if this one doesn't work. But right now we just need to brainstorm and think of all the different ways we could make our bridge and make it the best. So while you're drawing and thinking, if you want to share something, go ahead and raise your hand and we will call on you and unmute you for you to share what you're doing to plan out your bridge.
I think the first one I see is Maeve. She has her hand up.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Go ahead, Maeve.
Is your bridge really going to go to your friend's house?
It is not. I'm gonna make just a small one with my stuff. However, maybe someday I could make a bridge that big, right? So right now we're just thinking small. What could I do? And I'm gonna make what scientists call a prototype, or an example of what I want my real bridge to look like. But nope, this is just a small bridge I'm doing. But if I were to build a bridge, I would build it to my friend's house.
I think I also saw Lily. She has a question.
Awesome.
Well, it's not exactly a question. Well, it sort of is, but sort of not either. But like, can you like actually make like houses?
Yeah, if you want to, if you want it to be like a model and you have time to do that, of course. We're gonna focus on our bridge, but if you want to make a little neighborhood, that would be awesome.
Let's see, who else? I see Aria. Oh, there you go. Aria, you should be
I already
unmuted.
planned out my bridge, but for some reason the glue will not be nice, so I think I'm gonna need to ask my mom for tape. Is that okay?
Yeah, that is totally okay.
Okay.
And she brings up a good point. If you're ready to create, we can start creating our bridges, and you can still ask questions while we create. So once you have your plan all drawn up, we're gonna create our bridge. So I have glue and tape, so I'll probably use both. But I'm gonna use my cups, like I said, as my piers. And my popsicle sticks, they're kind of gonna be how long my bridge can be. But like I said,
Ella was just showing us her picture of her bridge that she's planning.
awesome. Yeah, if people want to show their pictures of the bridges they're drawing, that would be cool. I see some truss bridges with some triangles that Ella's doing.
Oh, I see Sophia. Looks like she has a question.
Perfect.
All right, Sophia.
What if your bridge you don't like? I kind of want to build that simple bridge that's like a small hill, but then it's not like this one,
Mm-hmm.
or like just a simple one instead of just a beam bridge though, but like because it would be rounded.
Yeah, you can do that if you have the supplies to do that. Like pipe cleaners, you could easily bend and make an arc, or if you have Play-Doh, or yeah, an arc bridge could work too. That's a good idea.
I see people
Feel free.
lots of people working hard on their bridges already.
Yes, I'm gonna start gluing down my popsicle sticks. I think that'll be a good base. And the reason we're making bridges, does anybody know why you think we're making bridges today? What's really important with bridging?
Oh, I see lots of hands up.
Ooh, good.
Is it Dayuthi? Let me see if I can get her. There you go.
It's duty.
Duty, thank you.
So like today we're making bridges because we're like bridging for like we're like bridging from a brownie to a junior.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
That's exciting.
That's a great answer. So in Girl Scouts, we do a ceremony called a bridging ceremony. So raise your hand if you're a Daisy Girl Scout. Raise your hand if you're a Daisy Girl Scout. Do I have any daisies? I see some hands. Awesome. Raise your hand if you're a Brownie Girl Scout. Or if you were this school year, if you're a Brownie Girl Scout. Ooh, I got lots of brownies. Great. Raise your hand if you're a Junior Girl Scout. Awesome. I got some Junior Girl Scouts too. So we have a lot of different Girl Scouts here. And that is so exciting because once you are able to bridge, you get to bridge to those new levels. So brownies, or daisies, I'm sorry, get to bridge to brownies. And when you go to brownies, you get to do more fun field trips and you get to earn different badges. And sometimes there's more badges. And when we bridge from brownies to juniors, we can do our bronze award when we're juniors. We get to work with younger Girl Scouts. We get to do a lot more in the community. And for my juniors that are bridging to cadets, you girls get to do a lot of fun stuff. You can earn your silver award. You get to go on overnight trips that are multiple nights. You get to travel farther. So maybe you get to go to Chicago with your troop, or there's an activity where you can go to Minnesota. You guys get to travel a little bit further than our younger Girl Scouts, which is really exciting and was one of my favorite parts of being a Girl Scout, was getting to camp and go to all these trips with my Girl Scout friends. So as you keep bridging, you get to do more and more and more with Girl Scouting. So that is why we are building bridges today, because we are representing Girl Scouts bridging to that next level. And if you're not bridging this year, that's okay. You're going to be bridging next year or maybe the year after that. And you will get to do a ceremony either with us, like we're doing Bridging Badgerland online, or a lot of times troops do bridging in person. They either make a bridge or they go to a park with the bridge, or you can rent a bridge and you get to host your own ceremony of bridging from one side to the next. So from daisies to brownies. So you can create your bridge to use for your bridging ceremony, or maybe give ideas to your troop leader, which is, I see some head shaking. Yes, that's a good idea. And I see some really great work happening right now, which is exciting. I see some cups. I see lots of tape, hot glue.
I see lots of pipe cleaners.
Ooh, pipe cleaners. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten pipe cleaners. Those are really easy to bend. I just have my base that's drying right now with my Piers in my deck, kind of. They're moving a little bit. I really wish I had hot glue.
Ooh, I saw somebody was using hot glue earlier. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna build my post now in the middle here. So I can try to get that tension on my rope. Before I do that, I'm gonna see if maybe my bridge is heavy enough. I'm gonna put my car on it, and if it starts to bend, I might need to add another popsicle stick. So we will see. Oh no, perfect. It is not bent.
Yay.
Great. looks like Arya has her hand up. Look at you.
The technique that I'm using is I'm like putting a trio of pipe cleaners, and then I'm like doing a little braid style. So we
Oh, nice.
on
I
the
wonder
move
what made
it.
you decide to do a braid. Do you think it's going to hold better than if it wasn't braided?
Yeah.
I
And I'm
think it
taping
might.
it together.
Because when we braid, there's a little bit of tension in the string rather than not. So that is a great idea. Man, I really wish I had a hot glue gun right now. I'm building my posts to build for my suspension. And the last part, if you're looking at the screen, is improve. And this is one of the most important steps in this process because not a lot of times do things work out the way we want to on the first try. And that is okay. That's why we have these engineering thinking caps on, because they give us more and more and more ideas on how to improve our design. So maybe right now I see, man, I don't really have the correct supplies. Maybe I should try using a piece of yarn to tie down my pole instead of this glue, because it doesn't seem to be working very well. So we can always improve and make it better. Or maybe I don't want to use these cups anymore. Maybe I can try using my cardboard roll instead to be those piers or that base of my bridge. So improving is not a bad thing. It's a great thing because we want to make sure it's as best as it can be. And another way to help improve is to ask people what they like and what they don't like about your product. So if you're making something and someone says, did you try braiding it instead of just having it straight? No, I didn't. That's a great idea. Maybe I'm going to add that to my design. So it's always great to work together. And that's why a lot of times engineers work in teams. They don't really ever work by themselves. They always have teammates that they can ask for help. Like Tabitha is my teammate. I can go to her and ask her for help. So hopefully you have someone who can be one of your teammates that can help you with your bridge design. One thing I forgot to do is measure my poles so that they're all the same size. So I'm going to go back and do that because I don't want a lopsided bridge. That would not be good. And I hope all of you girls that are bridging can come to our event on Sunday, Bridging Badgerland, and we'll have more information at the very end on how you can sign up and stuff for that program. Looks like I'm going to need another color.
There are some very creative bridges being made right now.
There are. If you want to show to the screen, please feel free. Or if you want to share an idea that worked or didn't work for you, please do so, because you could be helping your sister Girl Scouts with ideas for their bridge. I see some girls doing arches. I see some really big bridges, way bigger than mine, which is really cool. Lots of cool supplies being used. But if you want to share something that's working or not working, please raise your hand and we will unmute you so you can share with the rest of the group.
I see Mila has her hand up. Let's see, Mila, if I can unmute you. Here you go.
I used my pillows and I made it on the floor.
Ooh, very cool.
Very cool.
Big. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Anybody else want to share what they're working on or an idea that came to them?
Ooh, Jasmine. Looks like Jasmine has her hand up.
What I was doing, I'm trying to make like, right now I'm making a blueprint like this, and I'm trying to make the bridge parts coming out like this so far.
Oh, nice.
I think it's good because I'm trying my best, and all you need to do is have fun if you want to make it good.
Yep, that's exactly it. As you can see, it's falling apart. I might need to do something differently. My glue is not very sticky right now. Well, I'm gonna let it sit. Anybody else want to share what they're doing or something that they've changed to make their bridge better?
Oh, I see Charlotte has her hand up.
So I decided not to make it plain, so I put kitty stands, and now I'm putting like different color strings so that it won't be so plain.
Ooh, so you're decorating it, making it look nice and fancy. That's exciting. I saw a few more hands, so you can raise your hand again.
Let's see, ooh, Lily.
I actually have two ideas.
Sure.
Like if you're making like the base of your bridge out of popsicle sticks, each set of popsicle sticks, if you add 1 cup, it makes it like really hold a lot.
Oh, nice. Good idea. Wow. It looked like the Kaufman sisters had their hands up.
Yeah, they were next on my list. All right, Maddie and Ella.
So I'm using the help of my mom a little bit to hold these two together. Then I'm taping it at the top, and I taped it down like that, and then that way. So that's like the spare wheel, and it doesn't come loose like that.
Awesome. It looks like you're building a truss bridge with those triangles.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see who else.
These are really great girls.
Erin? Erin has her hand up. There you go, Erin.
I used Elmer's glue stick, and I kind of dragged it along so it would pick it up, and then squeezed it together so it would stick. And I'm using multiple popsicle sticks that are taped together to make a truss bridge.
Nice. That looks great. It looked like Grace had her hand up. Grace, did you still want to share?
Let's see.
Hold on, Grace, we got to unmute you first. She's got a nice flower print shirt on.
I'm trying. Let's see.
Okay.
I noticed that I didn't use any support beams the first time I tried to use the clay, but and I tried to make it arch, but that didn't work. Oh,
I was going to change.
so I made support beams and made it flat. So I think now it's nice and sturdy.
Oh, nice. So your first design didn't work, so you tried something new. That's one of the great things about that thought process. You did a great job. And clay, that's nice and sturdy, better than my flimsy straws. Anyone else want to share? I see some really awesome bridges, girls. These are super cool. Oh, Brielle has her hand up. That was the other one I saw.
Oh, there we go. I think you should be able to unmute yourself, Brielle. There you go.
So at first, I used some pipe cleaners, but I thought it wasn't really working out. So I tried to do like do like a truss bridge.
Nice.
So
Very cool. I love your fun colored cups. Those are fun. So we got some truss bridges. I see some beam bridges. Is anybody trying a suspension bridge? See a couple hands. Yeah, this is seeming to be difficult for me, this suspension bridge.
I think I saw Ava and Duty both had their hands up saying they were trying suspension bridges. So
awesome.
Good for you girls.
Claire, do you have You want to share? We're going to unmute you first, Clara. Hold on.
There you go. Oh, try to unmute yourself there. There you
There
go.
you go.
I did 2 pieces of Play-Doh, and then I did popsicle sticks going across, and I'm doing straws
Oh, nice.
for that triangles.
Oh, very smart. Good idea. Maybe I should try this double-sided tape for my straws instead of this glue. I didn't realize it was double-sided. Even better now.
There's some pretty crazy setups here. I think Veronica she's got the string going on and cups, and I see a hot glue gun. I see Maggie's got, looks like tubes as her Piers. Ooh, it's look pretty sturdy.
These are looking really great. And I love how people are decorating them and making them nice and beautiful. Those are awesome. And we've got some big ones. We've got small bridges, and we got some people testing out cars on their bridge.
Yeah. Oh, Mila's got her hand up. All right, Mila.
I was just telling my brother Eli want to say hi.
Oh, awesome. Hi, brother.
Hi.
I lost my support beam. Well, it's safe. I've got my beams up. One's kind of crooked, but I'm going to fix. Oh, no. I'm going to use just double-sided tape for everything because my glue is not being friendly. I think my cups, the shiny part, and my glue are not working well together. They don't like each other. So my supplies are not friends of each other right now. So I'm going to try that to improve my design. Maybe next time I could use paper cups. I think Veronica's using paper cups. That might be a better alternative for me to use rather than these shiny plastic cups because they're kind of hard for me to get my bridge nice and secure. So I'm gonna just start over. But yours are looking awesome. I can't wait to see them all finished.
Everybody's working so hard.
Raise your hand if you're gonna come to our Bridging Badgerland event on Sunday. Awesome, I see some hands. Oh, great. That's awesome. We're really excited for this and to congratulate and celebrate you girls going to the next level. That's always so exciting. And even if you're not bridging this year, you can join the event. You can still come and watch your sister Girl Scouts bridge and learn more about it if you don't know much about it. But there's gonna be some really fun stuff at the Bridging Badgerland event.
Plus,
cool
at
thing.
the end, we're gonna do bubbles.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. Bubble party.
Bubble party is best, right?
I love bubbles, as some of you have seen.
How many are gonna use Sarah's bubble recipe for your bubbles?
I saw the Shriwankas on here. They made the nice, big, large bubbles when they were doing their bubble party. And I'm going to share that recipe too because they shared that with me. So if you want to make giant bubbles, which nothing makes me more happier than a giant bubble, you can do that too because they shared that recipe with us. Cool, we're gonna work on this for about 5 more minutes. And it's okay if you don't finish. And as you're working, you can show it to us. Oh, those look so great. Some of us are decorating them now. We got stars.
I love it.
Oh, Ella, that's very nice. You got Mickey Mouse on your bridge. Oh, I would love to be at Disney World. That's awesome. I'm glad our bridges are able to hold weight. That's really good. That's important. Otherwise, if it couldn't hold weight, it wouldn't be much of a bridge.
Right.
So that is good. So I'm hoping this tape, it already seems to be going better for me. Now that I know it's double-sided and it's holding the weight of my car. So that's cool. Maybe now I might build a truss bridge. That suspension bridge with my supplies I don't think is going to work out too well. So I might take my straws to make those triangles instead of my suspension bridge. Which is a-okay to do. How many of you girls knew that there were so many different kinds of bridges before today? Few of us. I did not know the names of all the different bridges. I knew bridges looked differently, but I didn't really know why they looked differently or what was the purpose of some being suspension bridges and some just being beam bridges. I guess it all depended on what they were being built for. So a lot of times for cars, we're not going to see just simple beam bridges. Whereas in the park, we might. If we're just walking over it, most of the bridges that we bridge over are beam bridges. So maybe you can check that out. When your troop does a bridging ceremony, try to tell them what kind of bridge it is based on what you've learned.
It looks like Caitlin and Brooklyn have a question there. Let's see.
I don't have a question, but can I show my bridge?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, share what you did to make your bridge.
There you go. Just pick it up a little bit.
It can go up, and I'm going to show the other side. There we go.
Awesome. You have like a nice little way for it to go up and then down.
It looks very
Bridge? Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, wow, you got a nice tall bridge. Very cool. Anyone else want to share theirs, what they've got? I see a lot of cool pipe cleaner bridges. Oh, a slinky, that's super creative. That's a fun bridge. And it gives it some metal. It looks like Shannon has a question. We're gonna unmute.
Okay, now they can
Go ahead.
You wanna say that you wanna show your bridge?
Can I show my bridge?
Yes, you may. Go right ahead.
My bridge I made was a bridge. I put details on. I used plastic cups. I also used popsicle sticks. I also used a yellow marker tape and glue.
Oh, awesome. Great work.
And I made a beam bridge.
Awesome. Beam bridges are great. Maybe I should have stuck with that myself. All right, we'll go about 1 more minute before we wrap up. So it's okay if you don't finish. That is a-okay. I'm not going to be finished. We'll go 2 more minutes and then we'll hold our bridges up to the screen so everyone can see. And then we have one last thing we want to do before we wrap up today. I'm loving all the great engineers I have with me today. This is exciting. I've started building some of my trusses. So I'm trying to make it fun and colorful. So I've built my triangles that I'm gonna put alongside my bridge. Oh my goodness, I am having the worst luck. But I'm going to do that and I'm gonna finish this and I will, like you girls, I'm gonna send you and your parents an email of where they can send us your pictures of your final bridges. So I would love to see everyone's final project. So I'm gonna make an email where you can send those photos in so that we can share them with everyone so that they can see the awesome work that you girls did. So you can see mine a little bit. I have my truss with my bridge. So I want everyone, if they're able to hold their bridge up, go ahead or adjust your screen. Go ahead and show everybody all the great projects you girls have done. These are amazing. And if you want to look at everybody else's, oh, I love the arches and I love girls putting weights. I see lots of cool different designs. I want to travel across all of these bridges. These are awesome. And let's see if you girls, now that you've made a small one, if you can take it to the next level. Maybe you can build one like some of our friends did out of things around your house. Maybe you could use tables with permission. You could use tables to have them as your anchors or your piers and figure out a way using blankets or something to make a bigger bridge from your model. You have a lot of cool opportunities now that you've got your model down. Or how can you improve this and make it even better? Or like someone shared, making houses to go with the bridge. So maybe you can make a nice scene with your bridge. All of those great things. I'm so excited. These look so great, girls. You guys.
I know. These are amazing.
I love them all. These are really great.
Girls are so creative. All of this just using stuff around your house. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's the best part. I think I need to get like some of you girls and get more supplies around my house. I don't have a lot of craft supplies, so you guys have inspired me to get some Play-Doh and some pipe cleaners. I love the use of slinkies that people are using. I think that's super creative. Awesome. Does anyone have any last questions before we wrap up for the afternoon? It looks like Aria does.
No.
It's not really a question, but it's a describing of my bridge. It's supposed to be a bean bridge, and this is supposed to be a person.
Oh, nice.
Bad at balancing. But it worked before. I'm bad at balancing. That's what's the problem. Not
So maybe you
touching
can
it.
think of
It's
ways
just
to make it sturdier so there's more balance. That could be
no,
what.
it's me. I'm bad at balancing things.
That's okay. That's how we learn and make more things. So Tabitha is going to share information on Bridging Badgerland while you girls are finishing up, and then we will say farewell. So hang tight for that announcement so that you're able to figure out and find out how you can get to Bridging Badgerland.
Yeah, so we are very excited, very excited about Bridging Badgerland on Sunday. I hope you all can join us. If you're bridging from daisies to brownies and brownies to juniors, you'll be joining us at, I believe it's noon. And then if you're bridging from juniors to cadets and older, then those girls will be meeting a little bit later in the afternoon, about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm sorry, I don't have the times in front of me right now, but just a little bit later. We're gonna have lots of fun at this bridging ceremony. We're gonna get to see everyone in their Girl Scout uniforms. We're gonna get to see everyone walk across their bridges, hopefully. Maybe we'll have some pillow bridges. Maybe we'll have some bridges, pool noodles, who knows? It could be crazy. And then we're all gonna end with a giant bubble party to celebrate how far we've come in Girl Scouts. Isn't that awesome? I can't wait. I hope you girls will all be there with us.
Parents can find all of that on our Facebook page. So if they go to Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland's Facebook, the event is right there for them to sign you up. So it's right on our Facebook or in the email we send out on Sundays. But for me, it's easier to find it on Facebook or our website. So that's how you can join us on Sunday. It's gonna be so much fun. Perfect. And for more events that we have, you can always look at our website and Facebook. We have a lot of stuff coming up. June is Outdoors Month. So be prepared to have a lot of outdoor activities coming out, as well as our virtual camp opportunities. So you can always look at our website or our Facebook page. They have the most up-to-date information. And I want to just thank you girls for hanging out with me this afternoon. I always have so much fun getting to see your faces and do activities with you. It's the highlight of my week. So I thank you for coming and building. I will send out that email either today or tomorrow to get pictures of all of your great bridges. So make sure to take a photo. And I hope to see you girls on Sunday. All right, I hope everyone had fun. Take care.
Thanks, ladies.